You gonna feel all this we got to do? Look, hey Tank, we gonna go 35 for 12.
Many years ago, legendary champion Marvin Hagler remarked that it's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. In other words, when you're hungry, when you're chasing something, the grind comes naturally.
Good.
But once you're comfortable, that fire can fade.
The just-released film of Gervonta Davis's fourth day in training camp by Prime Video was everything Tank's fans wanted to see. The training video didn't just show a boxer in the gym, but one who had more passion, intensity, and hunger than the one that fought in the first match against Lamont Roach.
10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good. Under here. Roll under the bed. Just job.
That lawnmower. That's that.
It's not just another match for me or another title defense. It's the comeback of Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Davis said as the video began, there was so much change in Tank's routine that his training now starts as early as possible with a morning jog, and then he ends the day with an evening jog. In between, those jogs are many hours of a carefully planned meal balanced to ensure his body gets the right nutrients. If you like this, please subscribe Punch Vista and click the bell icon for more latest and interesting videos.
For a very, very big moment, what is your normal day-to-day like at this time of a camp?
I'm also a night person, but I might go to sleep probably around like 3 to 4, probably wake up probably like 11, get my run in, and then eat, probably lay back down, and then wake up probably like 6 or 7 and get my night workout in.
Damn, so you're doing 2-a-days at this point, running in.
And regarding his body weight, for the first time in a while, Tank has been more intentional about gaining muscles to increase his strength and power. The World Boxing Association lightweight champion was surprisingly out of ideas the moment he learned his power wasn't effective on Lamont Roach. Hence, he's working on getting even more power this time. Tank is very confident that for him to get the better of Lamont Roach, he has to do everything better.
Breeze mode, let's go.
I know I can beat him. I've done it before. It's not about him, it's about me. I just need to do everything better, and that's why his training lessons have been made to ensure everything gets better. Another change obvious in his training sessions is that he now engages in sparring sessions of 15 rounds with each sparring partner, and each round lasts for 5 minutes.
Oh, there you go. Good body. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Take deep breath when you want. Take deep breath. Right. Take deep breath.
Move your head. Oh, stop closing up. Gotta let it go. Keep turning. Keep turning. Step around. Keep turning.
The aim of this is to improve his endurance and athleticism. Servant Tank Davis has chosen to spend more time on his footwork to ensure his movement is more fluid against Lamont Roach, who loves to stay in the pockets and pick his punches. Then, Davis also spends a good number of minutes shadow boxing and working on the mitts and hitting bags.
All right, your balance felt like.
Sadly, Ford was missing from Gervonta Davis's corner for the first time against Lamont Roach, and it's no coincidence that he ended up losing the match.
Ill will isn't enough. Thus, the heightened intensity in camp.
Turn it up, turn it up. Oh, good rim, good rim. I like the way y'all jump right back in.
However, Gervonta Davis told fans that nothing was wrong. I got Calvin around in the gym now. He just had to come back to ensure everything was better, coach. Barry is here too. Everyone is here, and the goal is the same. While Tank believed to have Ford by his side on March 1st, the veteran coach had his own reasons to not coach Davis for this specific fight. You see, for a long time, people were used to the familiar sight of Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis. It was like Mike Tyson and Cus D'Amato, and if you compare current examples like Canelo and Eddie Reynoso, or even Pacquiao and Roach for that matter, that's how the triumvirate of Gervonta Davis, Calvin Ford, and Kenny Ellis resonated with fans. But watching Barry Hunter supporting Davis was not the sight fans wanted to have. One wonders what might have caused the rejig. Speaking with Fight Hub TV, Calvin Ford shed some light on the subject. Davis fought his second PBC Amazon Prime Video PPV card, and apart from the highlight, the show at the Barclays features a slew of exciting fights, including 2 light welterweight title clashes. Like many, Ford anticipated a good fight and was expecting to see how Davis's training translates into the ring, with Tank coming from Baltimore and Roach from DC. He recalled the duo sparring a lot in the gym. He respected Roach's work ethic and felt that it was a great opportunity for him. Maybe people are misreading the situation. We ain't changing anything. He said he'd just taken a step back. But the training structure remained the same. The reporter made it clear that they're not implying a breakup or a falling out between Ford and Gervonta. Davis, they just wanted to know whether the temporary separation made their bond stronger, like when family members spend time apart and then appreciate each other more when they reunite. No, he came to see me dead slow down and worrying about you because, boom, he knows that I spend time with my amateurs, you know. Me, both of y'all know me very well. I spend time with my amateurs all the time. That's my piece, replied Coach Ford, even though he wasn't directly training Tank, knowing where he was, and that he was training gave him a sense of reassurance. He acknowledged that being away from Davis allowed them both to enjoy their bond when he returned. To the gym, Ford could tell the lightweight king missed him just like he missed the latter. It's not sure what that was all about, but that could have been the reason why things didn't seem more. A similar kind of promise came from Barry Hunter too. Calvin will be there, Coach Barry will be there, Coach Boogie will be there, and Kenny will be there as well, he said during an interview. While Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis won't be in Tank's corner, he and other coaches will still be there, implying it's not a big issue. Hunter wanted to remind us that this isn't the first time changes in Tank's corner happened. Hunter had been involved with Tank since his college days and early career. He is not new to Tank's team like Ford. He also mentioned that the internet often spreads misinformation, and people make assumptions without knowing the full story. He stressed that Tank is like family. It looked to be a temporary move after.
Yeah, how many rounds? We probably did at least like 8 straight.
Yeah, but you in the bag for about 8 too.
Yeah.
They was good. You're not in bad shape.
Yeah. I just got to pick up my run.
It was something no one expected. On March 1st, when Gervonta Davis faced Lamont Roach Jr., there was hardly anyone who hadn't picked the Baltimorean for yet another statement win. But as the final bell rang, they were as disillusioned as ever. Keeping aside the controversy that developed, they were aghast at what many felt, if not saw, was a distracted and strangely compliant Tank. If you've come across David Benavidez's latest interview on Pound
and Lamont Roach, can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, you know. Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach he come to fight, and I think it's a great fight.
Then you might as well add one more adjective: Burned out, the light heavyweight champion had joined hosts and former UFC champions Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo in their increasingly popular show's latest episode. From his last fight against David Morrell to the Canelo Quandre, the trio touched upon a myriad of subjects before Gervonta Davis and the March 1st fight. Pulled them into a deeper discussion to Benavidez Than the controversy when Tank took a knee and went unpunished, or the match decision. It was the way he fought that was more concerning. What I didn't like about Tank,
talking all that stuff about, why Roach? Because he signed and took the fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
Now, do you feel like there's unfair criticism because of Lamont Roach not being as known of a fighter?
is that he was gassing up Lamont Roach way too much, giving him way too much respect. If he looked a bit distracted to Usman than to Cejudo, Gervonta Davis could be. Done nonetheless, Usman claimed he was by and large satisfied with the final decision. The majority draw in the fight itself. He looked distracted, and we all know Tank is a beast, and there were flashes in the fight where he brought Tank out, but he just seemed a little distracted, Tome. He said that invariably forced Cejudo to draw, a legacy comparison. He felt that perhaps Davis was following in the footsteps of his former mentor, Floyd Mayweather.
In the back, he wasn't buzzed. There was, I don't know what round it was, and he fell in and pulled out, and Lamont Roach countered with, I believe it was a right hand, right? When he came back to the corner, he said, he caught me one time. And definitely he felt that shot. But for the most part, other than that, he thought that he could see most of the punches coming. That was the only punch that got his attention. Yes.
Stay safe and don't incur any loss, he observed. He has a hate relationship with the game, and he doesn't know how to kind of deal with that pressure. He's like, what if he los? There's another possibility. Maybe he's burnt out. Added David Benvaz, he stated, a lot of us have been boxing for 26 years. That dude, I don't know how long he's been fighting, but the thing about this is different from certain other fighters. When they're really deep in the amateur game, Gervonta Davis started boxing at an extremely young age of 5 and has had a long road, so that may explain a lack of fire or signs of emotional fatigue today. In light of his purported retirement,
I'm getting back at the gym in like a week. I'm gonna take a good, probably like couple of days off, but I gotta get back in the gym. Ball ahead, pass it, man.
Yep. Hey man, Warren here from High 97. Lamont definitely learned stuff about you in this time, in this bout right here. What have you learned in this fight from Lamont that you could take forward in the next fight?
I could have stopped him.
And the wealth he's already amassed, there's a chance the hunger might be gone now. What Benavidez said is purely personal. It may be open to debate. However, it's futile to ignore the points he raised. One good example that could be reviewed in this area is that of Anthony Joshua. Interestingly, unlike Benavidez or Davis, he started boxing quite late, when he was 18. Working his way through the amateur circuit, he peaked at the London Olympics with a gold medal. Fans will have to watch for the rematch on August 16th to validate if what Benavidez said was true.
It's me. Definitely my fault.
Right here. Hey Tank, congratulations.
Thank you.
So at the end you talked about how the audience has like a love-hate relationship. Sometimes they love you, sometimes they don't. And obviously they were reacting during the fight. Did that affect your performance or confidence at all?
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean? I was more so...
Or if what happened on March 1st was nothing but. An aberration. Sports journalist Chris Manx admitted that he took up the Davis-Roach fight with 3 senior boxing referees. It appears they shared a uniform opinion. The knee should have been called a knockdown. Not only that, according to one of them, for his move to get a quick face wipe, Davis should have been removed. The moment that cornerman laid hands on Tank, the ref should have quickly disqualified Tank.
If that was your first time watching Tank, you're probably like, okay, yeah, sort of, I get it, but it kind of speaks to his demeanor going into the fight. Like it just felt a little bit underwhelming. And then we get to the 9th round, and then it's complete madness, because in the 9th round, you probably have heard by now, the fight is moving along, and it is important to note that Lamont Roach lands a jab or two, and where we want to start the clock.
Davis said the boxing insider, in a detailed criticism, questioned the behavior of referee Steve Willis as well. According to Glazer, if the knockdown had been counted properly, Lamont Roach Jr. should have either won by disqualification in round 9 or by majority decision. Lamont Roach should have won that fight by DQ in round 9 or with the knockdown counted by majority decision. He pointed out in the criticism that the 9th round was kind of a microcosm of Gervonta Davis's life in some ways, said Keith Idek at the Ariel Helwani show. He stressed Gervonta Davis's purported tendency to break the rules or act outside the norm without facing consequences.
Cards, judge at the ringside. Eric Marlinski scores about 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scores about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
IDC argued that Davis often takes liberties in the ring. Therefore, he decided to take an unsanctioned timeout in the 9th round of his latest fight, despite boxing not allowing timeouts, and yet he still got away with it. He compared it with a past event during the Hector Luis Garcia fight. A fight, in the crowd distracted, and he seemingly took another unofficial break. Thus, Gervonta Davis does what he wants, and more often than not avoids consequences. Earlier, IDC shared how a few months ago, Davis made the press conference several hours late. The latest report says the fight is currently under review and that the result has the potential to be overruled. The 29-year-old from Washington, D.C., challenged Tank for his WBA lightweight title on March 1st, putting on a career-best showing against the 3-weight world champion in New York. The fight was ruled a split-decision draw after 12 exhilarating rounds, although things could have been very different following the events that unfolded in the 9th round. Davis, sensationally, took a knee after being on the receiving end of a jab from Roach, although referee Steve Willis made the choice to not rule this as an official knockdown. This controversial moment has got the boxing community talking, with many fans and pundits in disbelief at this decision, and left wondering if Roach should have actually had his hand raised at the end of the contest. Speaking on the Come and Talk to Me show, Roach disclosed details of how he tried to call Tank after the fight, following a bet that had reportedly been made between the fighters before the contest. Davis of Baltimore said after the bout that the reason he took a knee was because grease from a hair treatment on Thursday burned his eyes. Davis was also allowed to have his corner wipe his eyes with a towel, which is prohibited during the round. Only the referee has the power to halt the action. Davis's in-ring IQ is highly overlooked. We've seen him download data during the early rounds against other opponents, but he looked as though he never found his flow against Roach. After the fight, Roach had no lack of supporters. Roach's buddy and Davis's foe, Shakur Stevenson, praised Roach's performance and even offered to be his next opponent. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay linked with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content. Like this, until next time.